Hey everybody! How are you on this beautiful Saturday? It's beautiful in Warner Robins, Georgia, anyway. Hi, Lisa! So today we're going to make a fun fold. I'm going to use a brand new set from the upcoming mini catalog. And we're going to make a fun fold, a Z fold, as it were. That's what we're going to make. So it's not hard. And snowy Wisconsin. Oh my gosh. I can't look and see how warm it is here right now. Because I'm using my phone. But it had to get up mid-60s today anyway. Hey Mary, hey Linda. And Debbie. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. So this is what we're going to make today. And we are going to use the new sweet ice cream set that has a punch. I love a punch. This will be available in the upcoming mini catalog, January through June mini catalog. So it's really sweet. I saw this on the internet and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make that. And then I had card class this morning, and we made one in card class, and I had extra, so I'm like, okay, well, let's just go online and we'll show these ladies how to make this card, and I'll give you all the dimensions in the description so you can make this yourself. I'll show you my tricks. There's enough in here for 2 cards because that's how I do it for card class. So I think we'll only make 1. We'll use the ice cream cones. This is super, super fun paper. Let me show it to you. I'll show you the whole mess of it. So we have ice cream cones. And then on the back of that, we have, if you punch it, it looks like the cone part, right? And we're going to use that today. It's really neat. Then we have Blackberry Bliss and some purples. And this is what's on the back of that. Some stripes. Oh, these colors are absolutely amazing. Then we have popsicles. And the stripes are on the back of that. Green dots with splotches on the back. This looks like waves. It's Calypso coral with splotches on the back of that. And then confetti with the ice cream cones on the back of that. So look at how pretty all that is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's all my pieces. And like I said, all of the measurements, I already have them all typed up. All of the measurements will be in the description of the video. Okay? So DSP, and it's still just a half a piece of DSP. We're just going to cut it the long way instead of the other way, right? So we're just going to cut our DSP. This is not DSP. This is cardstock. This is Blackberry Bliss cardstock. And we're going to cut it at 4 1/4. Okay? Then we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Here, if we score it this way, we score it at 2 3/4 and then 5 1/2. Hang on, I'm going to write that down because I forgot to do the 2 3/4. And I want you to have all the instructions. Okay, 2 3/4, 5 1/2. So it's in half. So it's in half and then in half. That's how it's scored. Okay, not hard. Pretty simple. So then this piece is 8 3/4 by 3 1/4. And it is scored at 3 and 5 3/4. It's actually scored at 3, and then if you flip it, it's scored at 3. So both of these squares are at 3. Okay? And then you're going to fold this one the same way. We don't have to fold it yet. And yes, that's normal. They're not all 3 the same size, so it's okay that it looks kind of funky after you get that folded. That's totally normal. Okay. So let's get our pieces stamped. We have 2 Whisper White pieces. And we're going to stamp the Treat Yourself and the Happy Birthday on the bottom. So let's see. We need Blackberry Bliss. And this beautiful Happy Birthday. I like the bold. That's why we're doing Blackberry Bliss. Nobody's going to miss that this is a birthday card. And then on the top, we're going to put Treat Yourself. And we're going to put it in the corner so we can get our ice cream cones all on there. Okay? And then, let's clean these off. And then we are going to use, what are we going to do? We're going to do sprinkles on the corners of this one. So we have Coastal Cabana, Calypso Coral, and Highland Heather. Let's get them up here. Sprinkles. And we're just going to stamp them. It's random. You could do it however you wanted. But we're just going to add some color to this piece. Down here. So there's not going to be a lot of room on this card to write. So if you're one of those people who don't like to write on your cards, there you go. All you got to do is sign your name. There are those people. Sometimes I am one of them. Okay, the other thing that we're going to do, those 2 are good. The other thing that we're going to do is stamp ice cream cones. So we are going to stamp 1 purple, and we're going to stamp off, okay? So we're going to stamp here first, and then we're going to use the lighter to stamp here. Yep. Just trying to figure out how it's oriented in the punch, and I think I'm good. Okay. So then we're going to use Coastal Cabana. And then we're going to use Calypso Coral. Who else is super, super sad that Whisper White is going away? I am super, super sad. And more than being sad for me, I am sad for the people whose company went out of business because of the coronavirus. And they used to make Whisper White paper. My heart's broken for them. And then we're just going to stamp the sprinkles without stamping off, okay? So it's the same color. It's Calypso Coral on Calypso Coral and Coastal Cabana on Coastal Cabana and Highland Heather on Highland Heather, but the bottom, the ice cream is stamped off. So it's just a different shade? It's not a different shade. I don't know what that's called. It's the same color. One's darker than the other. Okay, so let's punch these guys out. Oops, hit my iPad. Okay, so just going to slide it in here. Man, I love a punch. And I love that I don't have to get my embossing machine out. So punch. Now here's what we have to do. We have to trim this end off so it'll fit in the punch again. Punch, because it won't go. That's why we got to trim it. See, the punch ends. So we just have to trim it. No biggie. Punch the third one out. And then we have to punch out our ice cream cones. So I'm going to use these tiny little scraps because they're too cute to throw away. So I'm going to try to save as much paper as possible. So look at this little ice cream. Look at that cone. Isn't it just super cute? Oh my gosh. Out of the park. Stampin' Up! Out of the park. We did so good. Let's see if I can get the third one. Can I get the third one? I don't know if I can or not. I think I might be pushing my luck. Oh, I got a piece of paper stuck in there. The punch doesn't work with a piece of paper stuck in there. Yes, COVID, go away. Exactly. You know what? Look, I got all 3 pieces out of that little tiny scrap. Woohoo! I hate to waste DSP. Especially cool DSP like that. Alright, so there's our ice cream cones. Now I'm going to put these cones together so that when I go to use them, they're already glued. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue right up here, a tiny bit of glue right up here, and a tiny bit of glue right there. And I'm going to glue these together to make, let's glue it right side up. That would have been vanilla ice cream, which I guess is okay, but not the look I was going for. Okay, so there's my ice cream cones over here. Okay, let's put this together. So on this piece, we're going to put the happy birthday right here. I have the dimensions for the Whisper White pieces too on there. These are 3 by 2 3/4. Again, will all be written on there. So don't be scribbling while I'm talking. I mean, you can scribble while I'm talking. I'm not, telling you what to do or anything. Here's your top one. Treat yourself. And now if you don't have, you can do this pattern. You can do this card with any, of course, you guys know that, right? You can do this card with any DSP, any design, any, whatever you got. The design is cool. And you can do it with anything you got. Any kind of paper you want. Okay, I'm going to put, this guy goes at the top. Let's do that. There's a lot of gluing involved here. He goes at the top. We'll try to get him straight, because if you don't get him straight, everybody's going to see it, because it's a stripe. Come on. Love the glue for that, because it moves around just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put a ribbon around the bottom. So on the bottom of here, we'll put some Stampin' Seal. Why am I using my gargantuan scissors? I have these beautiful things right here. Okay, so, right there, it sticks real good. The Stampin' Seal sticks great. So I pull it just a little bit tighter than it needs to be, so then it'll lay down. I didn't get it straight. So let's fix it. It should come up, and then you should be able to get it straight. There, that's straight. Okay. So I'm going to get the bow. I'm going to glue it on later with a glue dot, because I don't know that I have the ability to tie the bow in the middle of there. So we will tie it on, glue it on with a glue dot. So there he goes. I can tie a bow. And this is how Sandra ties a bow. Right here with my I make 2 little loops. And then I tie my loops together. That's how I make a bow. You may make a bow totally different, and it's okay. That's the easiest way that I have found to make a bow. And I do it a lot. So, there's my bow. Perfect bow every time. I need a pokey tool to get a glue dot. Where are you? Where do the sticky things start? There it is, hiding on me. So we're gonna put right, you know what? I'm gonna put one underneath so it doesn't move. Sneak a glue dot underneath there. And then I'll put one on top and add the bow. Add my bow right there. Not Corona. Okay, so here's how we're going to put this together. Okay, so they're folded the same direction. Okay, I'm going to put glue on here. And this is how you can get it together and it'll still fold up good. Okay, so about a half an inch, about an inch, about a however you want it. You're going to glue this guy down, the bottom one, all the way. That whole side of this bottom one gets glued down on there. Okay? Now, there's two different ways you can do this. You can lay it flat, and you can see where the striped paper is. From here up is the only place where you want the glue to go. Okay? Because once we put the glue there, then it's going to fold flat. Okay? Like an accordion. Or you can fold it and fold that and do it this way. You can do it either way. But either way, it'll make sure it folds flat. Don't try to do it in this configuration, because then it won't fold flat and it'll be goofy. Ask me how I know. This one is goofy. It doesn't fold flat. So then I figured out how to do it the correct way. So when you're doing it, just put glue at the top. I'd say half-ish. And then fold it like that. And hold it for a minute because you want it to stay. And then it folds nicely. And it will go into your envelope and come out of your envelope, and it'll just be so cute. Okay, so let's add our, let's add these guys. What happened with that punch right there? Oh, okay, it's fixed. I'm gonna lay the first one down and glue him flat. Stay. And then I'm gonna add the other two with dimensionals. I think I want this. There's glue in there someplace. I can hear it. I don't know where it is. Something is sticking. I'm gonna have to find it and fix it. There's not any on there. Here we go. Okay. So a couple mini glue dots on both of these. I was trying to think of a funny story to tell you, but I don't have any. I mean, I'm sure I do. I cannot come up with them right now. Can't come up with a funny story. I think when I cut the cones, they were really too close. Because I was trying to save paper. Ice cream cone. Oh, I handed out more little treats today. More of my little Ghirardelli treats. Because, you know, I like to go through drive-thrus and get Diet Coke. So I went through my drive-thru, got my Diet Coke. Gave the ladies all a treat. They love that. I've never had anybody say, no, please, I don't want chocolate. So, you know, everybody likes chocolate. I don't know that they eat them, but I've never had anybody say no. Artistry Blooms sequins. And I'm going to use the little blue one. Then I'm going to use this, whatever color this is. And then this lighter peach color. I don't know what colors these are supposed to be. But I think they match rather well. So that's what I used. Okay. So, and voila. We're done with a fun fold card. Love Diet Coke. But, Lisa, I don't know if you're like me. I want it out of a fountain. And if I really have my druthers, I would like it out of a McDonald's fountain. Because I know McDonald's doesn't have the greatest food, but I'm telling you what, they have the best Diet Coke in the world. In my humble opinion. I am a Diet Coke connoisseur. So, there you go. Here's our fun fold card. You can send it to somebody that you love very much, and you'll only have to sign your name, because there's no room to write anything else on your card. So, how about that? Not hard. And again, I will put all of the instructions, all of the measurements, well, maybe not all of the instructions, because you're just going to have to look at the picture and figure it out. But all of the measurements will be in the description of the video. Okay? So I hope you have fun doing this. I'd love to see it. If you made one, you can share it with me. I'm going to think about doing it in a different... The snails. Have you seen the snails? I don't actually have the stamp set yet, but when I get that stamp set, we're going to make a snail card. What? Because he's cute. And a kangaroo? How about a kangaroo hopping out at you? Okay, anyway, so that's it. That's all I got for you. Look for the description if you want to make it. Okay, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. I'm going to do a video for I don't know what, but you know me. I'll be here. So thanks for watching with me. I appreciate you. I shall see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Saturday evening.